All right, we need to talk about a huge misconception floating around about AI. If you think the future is all about becoming some kind of prompt engineer, you're kind of missing the bigger picture. The real power, the real game changer, it isn't in the prompts, it's in building AI systems. You know, we've all been told that the big race is about who can craft the perfect one-off instruction for an AI. But what if that's just wrong? The true game changer is learning to think in AI systems. We're talking about repeatable workflows, where humans and AI collaborate, passing tasks back and forth with total clarity, and, most importantly, with you in control. Okay, so let's actually go beyond the prompt. What does it really mean to shift our thinking from just simple instructions to these dynamic, intelligent workflows? Let's just look at the difference side by side. On one hand, you have a prompt. It's a simple one-time command like, hey, summarize this document for me. But on the other hand, you have a system. Now that's a whole process. It's more like, okay, whenever a new policy arrives, I want you to extract the key changes, compare them to the last version, flag any risks you see, and then notify the owner. One is a single action, the other is a complete, intelligent workflow. And this right here is exactly why systems win every single time. The real demand isn't for prompt experts. The real need, the valuable skill, is for people who can look at a business process and design an AI-powered workflow that creates tangible, measurable value. So what's the blueprint for an effective AI system? Well, it really comes down to 5 key components. You need clear inputs, so the AI knows exactly what it's working with. You need structured steps to create a logical path from A to B. There have to be decision points where the workflow can get smart and branch out. And this one's critical. You need human checks for oversight and final approval. And finally, you have to have measurable outcomes so you can actually prove it's working. That's the framework for success. Okay, enough theory. Let's make this really concrete. We'll start with the core business function that everybody understands, finance. So prompt thinking just asks the AI, create a cash flow forecast. It's a one-and-done task. But system thinking aims so much higher. You're not just asking for a single forecast. You're building a repeatable forecasting engine. That's a strategic asset, not just a one-time answer. And here's how that engine actually works. The system automatically pulls transactions, categorizes them as inflows or outflows, and even spots anomalies. It doesn't just give you one answer. It generates 3 possible scenarios: best, worst, and most likely. And the crucial last step? It highlights the key risks and hands them off for human review. That's a powerful partnership. And this isn't just for number crunchers. This same logic applies perfectly to people-focused departments like HR. In HR, a simple prompt might be, write a job description. And yeah, it's a basic text generation task. The system approach, though, is to build a job description creation workflow, which turns that simple request into a structured, compliant, and way more efficient process. And the value you get here is just incredible. The system takes a role and a level, maps the skills, and generates the draft. But then it adds these critical layers of intelligence. It checks the text for bias, it makes sure it aligns with your company's internal competency frameworks, and only then does it produce a final version for a human to approve. A simple prompt would miss all of that. Okay, for our last example, let's tackle a really complex area, risk and compliance, just to see how powerful this system thinking approach can really be. So the old way is passive. Summarize this new regulation for me. You get a block of text back. The new way is active, and it's dynamic. You build an AI-enabled compliance engine that doesn't just inform you, it drives action. Now this is where it gets really powerful. The system ingests the regulation and extracts the specific obligations. Then it compares those against your company's existing controls and automatically identifies the gaps. And here's the kicker. It doesn't just stop there. It actually generates suggested remediation actions and routes them directly to the right people. It doesn't just find the problem, it starts the solution. So as we bring this all together, what we're really talking about here is a new mindset, a completely new way to define the relationship between people and AI in the workplace. So let's land on the crucial point. This is not about writing clever prompts to get a machine to do a task for you. It's about designing intelligent systems where humans are the decision makers and the AI is there to handle the heavy lifting, the data processing, the analysis, the first drafts. You are always in control, making the final call. And once you truly adopt this perspective, I promise you'll start to see opportunities to build these powerful engines absolutely everywhere in your business. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. looking at your own work, at your own department. Which of your business functions is ready to stop being just a series of one-off tasks and start becoming a powerful, repeatable AI engine?